Once again, welcome to all of you in this new video. In this video, we are going to learn some basic things about the Excel, such as while doing the work in the Excel, most of the time we are doing the calculations or we are doing some work. For that, we are using some functions which are already present in the Excel. So in this video, we are going to understand the basic components of the functions, what is the importance of each and everything, and what is the application of that. So let's start. So what is a function in Excel? So function is predefined formula that perform calculations by using specific values called arguments in a particular order or structure. Functions can be used to perform simple or complex calculations. You can find all the Excel functions on the formula tab, such as you can observe in this image. When you are going to click on the formula tab, you can find out all the functions which are present in the Excel, which is get highlighted. So the syntax or the structure for using a particular function in the Excel is like this. Suppose we are going to use a sum function. To use that or to type that function, the very first we have to type the equal to sign. Then we have to mention the particular function name, such as here we are doing the summation, so we have to type the sum as a summation shortcut form of the function name. Then the third thing that we have to enter in the bracket, that is called as an argument. That argument is nothing but which type of task has to be performed by that function, that we have to mention here. So in a particular syntax, if you are going to observe, it is having some components. That is nothing but the very first is the equal to sign is there, that is called as a parameter. It is having its character name and it is having a particular meaning. So the equal to sign is represented in this way and having the meaning recognized as a function or formula. Means when you are going to enter equal to sign in the Excel cell, it is get recognized that the function or formula is going to use after the equal to sign. Then second thing, the function name in caps. Okay, means while we are going to enter the particular function name, so always we have to enter it in the capital letters. So recognize all the function names should be in capital. The third thing, open bracket and close bracket, that is called as a parenthesis also. So to pass the argument or parameter, means within that brackets only we have to pass the task or we have to mention the argument. So the next thing in that particular function, that is called as a component, that is comma. When you are going to use the comma, the meaning of that comma is nothing but used for parameter as separator. Then the next one, colon is there. So the representation is like this. The combination of range or cells is when you are going to use the uh, such as if you are going to observe this sum function, in that we have to do the summation from D1 cell to D15 cell. So to mention that range, generally we are going to use the colon symbol to mention the range. Okay. Then next one, square brackets, that open square bracket and close square bracket, it is used as a optimal parameter. Means generally if in the syntax of the particular function, if the square bracket is mentioned, in that case it is generally considered as it is not compulsorily to mention that condition. It is optional. Okay, so use as optional parameter. Then opening and closing braces or curly bracket. Okay, so you can observe here the use of this bracket is nothing but for multiple parameters, or mostly it is used for array. Okay, now with the help of Excel sheet and with the help of one basic example, we will understand the exact meaning of the components of a functions which are present in the Excel. So for example, we are going to consider the if function. So for using the function, always first of all we have to mention the equal to sign. So it is get recognized as a formula we are going to use. Then we have to type the alphabets of the particular function, such as I'm going to use if function. So I will type it as a normal font. Then to convert it into the capital letter, either we can select from the uh, suggestion box, or simply we can press the tab button so that it will get converted into the capital alphabet. After pressing the tab button, you will find out again it will suggest the complete syntax, or it will guide us the syntax regarding that particular function. So here you can observe after using the particular function, the bracket is going to open, and in the open bracket and close bracket, the things which is present here, that is called as completely the argument. The you can observe here in the bracket you can find out the first one is the logical test, then comma is here, then after that a square bracket is open, in that the value if true, then square bracket is closed, then comma again, then again square bracket open, again the second message is there, value if else false, then square bracket close, and at the end you can find out the bracket, normal bracket is closed. So this is the complete, within the bracket the thing is present, that is called as argument. The very first thing that we have to mention as a logical test. So as a example we can consider, we have to decide the winner between A or B. So and consider the value of A is present into the D7 cell. So we will select the first one, D7. If the value of A is greater than value of B, that B value is present in F7. So we have to select this logical test, then we have to mention comma, then after that we can find out here the second message is going to highlight. Initially the logical test was highlighted. Now after completing the logical test, after entering the comma, the second message is highlighted, and here it is present in the square bracket. The square bracket meaning is that as per the requirement, means it is not compulsorily to give the message. If we are going to use only the conditional or logical test, it is also enough, but as a reference to complete the syntax, we can use that function which is available here, that is value if true, suppose, and that should be mentioned in the double inverted comma. Okay, so if the value is D7 value is greater than F7, so I will use A is greater, then double inverted comma close. Now this is the first message. If the value is true, after that we have to press comma, then you can find out here the third message is now highlighted. Okay, and it is also having in the square bracket, so it is also not compulsory to give the message or mention the thing. So we will consider here, we will mention the second message also. If the value is false, then B is greater, as an example. Okay, then double inverted comma close, and then close the bracket. And to execute this function, always we have to press enter. After pressing the enter, then and then only it will be get executed. Suppose right now in the D7 and F7 nothing is mentioned, both the cells are blank, so that it will not get execute. So you can observe here, it will show by default the blank cell means nothing but it will be considered as a 0 0. So randomly it will show the message B is greater. Okay, now this is nothing but the complete syntax. Suppose similarly we are going to use the again second example as a sum. So equal to sign, we have to type the sum, then press tab, it will get converted to the capital alphabet with open bracket. Now it is showing the syntax, we have to mention the number. Okay, or we have to show the cell addresses, such as suppose we are going to consider, we have to do the summation from G4 to G9. Okay, or G8. So with the help of mouse I have selected this cell, but you can observe here the G4 to G8 cell addresses are entered here with the help of colon between them. So colon is nothing but it is useful to mention the range from which cell, from which point to the which point, or which cell to the which cell we are going to do the summation, and after that we have to close the bracket and we have to press enter. Now again here nothing is present in that particular cell, so automatically it is showing the summation of that particular cell from G4 to G8, it is 0. And after executing the function, suppose we want to know which type of function is used in a particular cell, so simply we have to click on that particular cell. Now you can observe here, if I'm going to click on this 0, the value which is present in the D7 cell, so you can observe the function which is get used in that cell is highlighted in the formula bar. This is the formula bar. Similarly, I would like to know the function which is get entered or typed in the D5. So I have to just click on the D5 cell. You will find out the function which is used here. It is get completely highlighted in the formula bar.